Yo, what's going on? And welcome to Slay the Spire. This is a roguelite, it's a deck builder. It's pretty much everything I could ask for. It's all PvE, so no getting mad at other people for BMing or being stupid. But this game, I've had this game for a very long time. I got it when it first released in early release, which is a few years ago probably. And it finally just came out. And I haven't played it all that much. I've played a little bit, and I did a few runs in the past few days just to remember how to play the game. But I just want to play this game, have some fun, I haven't tried this dude yet. I think his name's The Defect or whatever. And I downloaded a few mods that add other characters. You can't see them here because I'm not playing with mods currently. But we'll turn those on once we are satisfied with our base game. But I think for now we're just gonna go through each of them and try and get a win. So we'll start with the Ironclad. I already have a win with both of these guys, but not this guy, so it gives me the option to go to Ascension, which is just harder. I don't know, because I have unlocks remaining. I don't know if win streaks are unaffected. I don't know if you can still get XP from Ascension. But we might as well we'll go through a normal run with each character, and then we'll play Ascension on whatever characters actually have Ascension. We'll see if we even get it. We might get stuck on the Defect for a little bit. But let's start a run with the Ironclad. And I'm not the greatest at this game. I don't know all the strategies, but I do like the relics. Relics seem very good. But I like our starting relic, kind of. And I know that the boss relics are fairly strong. But I think this might be a better choice, because we can just heal up all of our damage with our starting relic here. You can see at the end of combat we heal for 6. So if we get some low damage combats, we'll start healing back up. So I'm going to do this one. I don't think that upgrading one of our strikes or defends is very valuable, because you start with 5 strikes, which are attacks, and 5 defends, which add block. And we'll kind of explain that more when we get into it, because it probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you've never played the game before. So here is kind of a map. So this is the boss at the end. I think he's a slime dude. I don't know why he has a hat. He's like a mob boss, maybe. Kind of looks like a mob boss slime. But so you can kind of choose a path. We could start at either of these 4 and then travel along the paths that that are predetermined. Obviously, it's going to be different every single time because it's a roguelite. But I'm looking for these right here. These are elites. So this is a battle that's going to be more difficult, but also has better rewards. So I'm looking for any path that will give me 2 battles with an elite. And we also have about 400 gold, so maybe if we can get a shop as well out of these 2. It looks like if we go this left one, I kind of like the right one because it has more question marks, and it gives us the option to heal up before the elite if we really mess up. And we'll get the second elite. This is a treasure chest, and then after that we will get a shop. So I'm gonna go the one that has less battles, because I think normal battles and fighting normal monsters is kind of just a wash. So here you see we have 5 cards in our draw pile, which is 3 more strikes, a defend, and this bash card, which has a special effect, but we don't have that. Jeez, hold up. So at the moment, our hand is 3 blocks and 2 strikes. And so next turn, we'll draw all those other 5 cards that we haven't had yet, And each turn you get a completely new hand. You don't get to keep stuff unless the card specifically says that you get to keep it. So this is our discard pile. So anything we don't use is going to go into our discard pile at the end of the turn. And then when we run out of cards in our draw pile, our discard pile gets shuffled into our draw pile and we start all over again. So this guy here, he shows his intent is to do 11 damage to us. So I think my best bet is just go 2 blocks. Each of them's gonna give us 5, so we'll block 10 of the damage. He'll do 1 to us, and we'll hit him 1 time with a strike. Here's our play points. Up at the top left, you can see how much the card costs. We could play 3 1-cost cards this turn. Oh, what relic did we get? Oh, we got 300 gold. No wonder we have so much gold. So yeah, shops are gonna be valuable for us because we have a lot of gold at the moment. And so now you can see he intends to give himself block. So like this card that we played gives us block. He can give himself block, but he also is going to attack and deal 7 damage, which is unfortunate because we only have 1 block. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the 1 block, and now we have our bash, which costs 2 play points, and this is actually gonna make him vulnerable and apply vulnerable 2. Which essentially just means he's vulnerable for 2 turns unless he has some way to negate debuffs. So each turn it counts down by 1. And this is just going to make him take 50% more damage, as you can see. So this turn it's not going to be relevant, but hopefully next turn we will draw some more strikes and we'll do 50% more damage. So let's see how that's going. So this time he's going to buff himself and apply a block to himself. So we just want to go full ham, and I think if we refresh the vulnerable, that's going to help us. We don't need to block this turn at all because he is not attacking. And so I think you're kind of getting the hang of what's going on here. So he is going to do a lot of damage, so we are just going to kill him before he does that. And you can see we heal 6, and then this is the loot that we get. We gotta pick everything up because you can choose to not pick things up, and sometimes that is beneficial. So we got 18 gold, and we get a card. Shrug it off, we gain 8 block and draw 1 card. Clash is a 0 cost, which is pretty good, but it can only be played if we only have attacks left in our hand. So if we have a block, which is a skill, then we can't play Clash until we get this out of our hand. And then, I've never seen this card before. Gain 7 block, exhaust a random card in your hand. That seems really bad unless you're trying to exhaust something. So I don't think we want this. I kind of like Shrug It Off. I know we don't want to go too heavy, but I think draw power is going to be strong. And it gives more block than any of our defends. So it's kind of just like a better defend at the moment. That's a tough one. I don't really want to lose more HP, especially since I don't know what to get rid of from our deck. We could take out our original strikes and blocks. I just don't know which ones we should be taking out. I'm not very good at removing things from my deck. I'm good at like building a deck and then not getting cards after that I don't need. But I'm not good at removing things. Alright, so these guys have an interesting little effect. I actually remember this from the other day, where when they get damaged, they will roll up and gain defense. And so both of them will do that. This guy's actually going to gain 7 defense, or block, and this guy's going to gain 3. This guy's also just casting a negative effect on me while this guy's attacking. So if we look, we could deal 8 damage to him. He'll have 4, and then he'll get block 7. And then since this will do 50% more, it would do 9. So he'd have 11. So we can't kill this guy pretty much this turn, which is unfortunate. But since block always, it says until next turn. So that means even if I have block left after this guy hits me, it's going to go away unless a card states otherwise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to block twice, and hit him to proc that passive there. So you can see it got rid of it. And now I'm gonna let them do their turn. They're not gonna do any damage to me, but they will inflict a negative, which I don't remember what this even does. Oh, it weakens me, which makes me do less damage, which is kind of bad. So, yeah, this is a little bit really bad. We can actually shrug it off, gain enough block to then kill this man. And then we're gonna take 6, but we won't care because we have 8 block. And so we haven't actually popped this guy's passive yet, but he's in a 1v1 against me. So it's gonna be tough for him to beat me. However, we cannot kill him this turn, so I might as well just block him. And you can see that Shrug It Off already coming in use because it's just a stronger defend. I'm not even using the drawn card at the moment, but the stronger defend has helped me in both of those scenarios. And we will just kill him. Easy, we started with 56 HP. A few battles later, we're already at 65, so we're getting our stuff back. We're gonna pick up our gold. This explosive potion is gonna deal 10 damage to every enemy, which is gonna be pretty useful in the future. And we'll see if we want a new card as well. So Cleave here is gonna deal 8 damage to all the enemies. Battle Trance, draw 3 cards. You could not draw additional cards this turn. Don't know how good that is. I do like Thunderclap. I think Thunderclap is our best bet here. And it's gonna apply that vulnerable effect, which makes us do more damage, and it's gonna hit everyone. So I think it's better than Cleave. Maybe. I could be wrong. I don't really know what cards are good, I just know what I think is okay. Okay, that regret card sounds really bad, but we have a lot of money. And we don't really need to heal. So I think we should do this one and then try and get rid of that regret card from our deck later. It's what's called a curse, and a lot of curses just can't be played, and they just kind of like clog up your deck. And this one even has a negative effect where we take damage if it's still in our hand. So do we fight or do we go question mark? Oh, we got the kunai. So every time we play 3 attacks in a single turn, we gain 1 dexterity. And dexterity, what it does is when we play a block, we get whatever the block says on it, plus how much dexterity we have. So if our block gives 5 and we have 1 dexterity, it'll give us 6 block instead. So that's actually really good. But we're gonna need the ability to play more cards. Otherwise, we have to play 3 attacks in 1 turn. And that might leave us open. I'm gonna take the gold, because 75 gold is how much it costs to get rid of a card out of our deck. So essentially we just paid for that card, but we're not quite to the shop yet, and the shop will let us remove 1 card for 75 gold. I think just the first card. So here we actually have 2 options when we get to a campfire. We can rest and get back 30% of our HP, which I don't really find that valuable because our character heals at the moment. Unless we get a lot lower, then this could become valuable. But smithing, we can actually upgrade a card. So here's our entire deck, and when we upgrade a card, so let's pick our normal block, it becomes defend plus, and it gives us 8 block instead of 5 block. Still costs the same. Strike, 9 damage, still costs the same. However, our special cards are probably going to be better. So Bash is going to deal more damage and apply 3 vulnerable instead of 2. And I actually think Shrug It Off, if we do Shrug It Off, it's essentially 2 blocks for the cost of 1 plus a drawn card. So it's either between Thunderclap and Shrug It Off, I think. And I think Shrug It Off is going to be more useful right now, just because it counting as 2 blocks is pretty insane, because there's 1 less card that we have to play. Alright, so these guys are also very annoying, and you can see we have this regret card, so we're going to take some damage at the end of this turn because I can't play all this stuff. But, so these guys have something called Artifact, which they negate a debuff. So the first debuff I put on all these guys is going to be negated, and so a debuff is like our vulnerable here. If I apply 2 vulnerable, it's going to negate the whole thing, because that is a single instance of me applying a debuff. So, what am I going to do here? Unfortunately, this draws another card, so it'll stack into Regret, which is bad. But I don't really have any good options here, not gonna lie. I think we shrug it off. Oh, Thunderclap. Okay, this is a good option because it applies vulnerable to everybody, so we can get rid of all of their artifacts in one move. Look at that. So now we can apply debuffs to them. And they're also going to apply debuffs to me, which is annoying. But I think we should focus probably the lowest one, see if we can kill it quickly. And that should make us take 3 damage. Which unfortunately, it looks like that damage is HP damage, so it just goes straight past our block and doesn't care. And they are putting a whole bunch of these curse cards in our discard pile, so it won't affect us until we shuffle it back into our draw pile. But that is going to happen fairly soon, and we are about to take a lot of damage. This is very bad. So we are going to throw our potion, and we do not have enough damage to kill this guy, unfortunately. So we are going to do that. As much as I hate it, I think that's our only play at the moment. We're gonna take 8 damage and get more of these dazed cards. So you can see how elites are very strong. And now we are actually just... This is just unfortunate, but the good thing about this card is it's ethereal. So if it's in our hand at the end of our turn, it gets exhausted, which means it disappears out of our deck for the rest of this combat. And none of these cards, these status cards, will stay in our deck. So once we win this battle, this card will no longer be in our deck. But this one still will, because it's a curse. So, we still can't kill anybody. This is nonsense. We're 1 damage off. It really sucks. We're going to take a lot of damage. And they're just throwing so many of those in our deck. We legitimately have like 10 in our deck already. Alright, so you get 9 damage off the board by clearing that guy immediately. And if we block twice, we will not take damage this turn, which I think is our better play. Fortunately, we're getting more of these dazed. Okay, here we go. Now we're cooking with gas. So we got Thunderclap. We can apply vulnerable to both of them. And I think if we do this, I don't think that's the right move. I think we want to deal damage, and we should do it to this guy because I think they're alternating which one attacks. And I think I'd rather take 4 damage than the full 9. So if we do that, hopefully we can kill one next turn. We'll see. Oh my god. Alright, so shrug it off. It's going to help us there. We're not going to be taking any damage this turn, but that's an interesting hand. You can see how these dazed cards that they're adding start to really, like, look at this. I can't even do any. I just take 3 damage. Oh my lord. It's gotten out of hand. Alright, maybe we can get some stuff done now. We'll get rid of the damage. It's no use even playing our defend because we're not getting attacked. And now we're just trying not to take damage, but we're gonna take damage. Man, this stinks. Hopefully we can draw 2 attacks. Okay, we did draw 2 attacks. So let's get rid of this guy. We took a lot of damage. But we got this. So whenever you would deal 4 or less damage, unblocked damage, then it's increased to 5. Which is okay, I suppose. But maybe we can find a new card to add to our deck. Deal 14 damage, strength affects this card 3 times. So what strength is we can buff our strength, and that will increase the attack of normal cards by 1 for each strength we have. This card, however, is going to increase by 3 for each strength. From your hand onto the top of your draw pile, I think that's really bad. I think we want this one. So this is essentially 1 cost to get a random attack that costs 0. So I think that's going to be better, especially with our kunai here, because we want to be playing more attacks. And we'll go this way. I'm kind of scared of that second elite. We might just die to him. I don't really want to give up any more HP. I know what happens here, or at least I think happens here, is you pick this, you'll lose the 3 HP, and then you'll have a 25% chance. If you fail, you can go again at a 50% chance, but it's going to be like lose 6 HP then. So then all of a sudden, if we click that, then we're losing 9 HP. So I think we just don't, because I don't want to die. So whenever you lose HP, gain 3 block. So that seems pretty good. So we'll go to this guy here. Oh my gosh, we still have this regret. So I don't think we want to play this card this turn. Or maybe we should. So this guy's kind of weird. He only wakes up if you hit his health bar. And he has this metallicize ability, which means he gains a block at the end of his turn, equal to this much. But if he takes HP damage, that goes down by 1. So I think if we apply a weaken to him, but we don't wake him up, then we're gonna take 4 damage? Oh my lordy. And we might as well play this so we take less damage. So he's still asleep. So now maybe we can get something going. So I think his first turn he's also, like, he's not gonna hit me right now. So now that he was already weakened, or vulnerable, we can vulnerable him again. And now he is awake. And we're gonna gain 1 dexterity because we played 3 attacks. But he's also stunned for this turn. What's this guy's name? It's like Lagavulin? Yeah, Lagavulin. He's about to hit us for 18 damage. Alrighty. So, our dexterity is actually saving us here. We can get to 18. And let's go for a random attack, see what it is. This attack is not in our deck. But I figured it could probably give us something that might be better than anything that is in our deck, because we got a whole lot of nothing at the moment. So this is going to reapply another vulnerable and weaken him, which will make him do... How much does that? Please tell me what the card does. I can't appear to get it up, but I think it makes him do 33% less damage. Which appears to be false, because it only decreases damage by 5 instead of 6. Maybe it just makes him do 30% less or 25% less, maybe. I don't remember. Alright, this seems like a problem. So, we might die. I think we are going to deal as much damage as possible by applying that and then attacking him. We have a problem. We have a big problem. Ouch. We have 10 HP. Okay, he's not attacking us this turn though. So, we're just gonna smash him. He's applying a negative effect to us, but it's not attack. So we did just gain one more dexterity, so that might be valuable. Okay, so that applied, we lost one of our dexterity because of that, and he decreased our strength by 1. So that's unfortunate. And he is going to kill us unless we cast 2 blocks. That's very unfortunate. So let's defend twice. We're doing really bad. I would say this is not going well. We have 4 HP left. It did permanently add this uppercut into our deck for this combat. I might add, it's not going to be in our deck after this combat anymore. So we're dead. I don't think I can do enough damage to him. So we're just dead. That's unfortunate. Goodbye, world. Oh no. So that's unfortunate, but that's kind of how this game works. We should probably just do another one, cause why not? We'll do another Ironclad because we're kind of still learning what his cards do. So we'll talk to the giant whale. We might as well just make enemies easier. Max HP is probably good, but just have like 3 free combats seems pretty good. So elites are what killed us last time, but that does not mean that I am going to be afraid of elites, because you kind of just want to go for elites. We don't have as much gold as last time, so going to the shop isn't going to help us too much. I think I'm going to start here, go up the question mark ladder. These guys start at 1 HP, so we'll just take our free fight. Easy peasy. So this is that, what that Lagavulin had, that metalize, is pretty much what plated armor is. So that can give it to us, and that's a potion. Sever Soul. Exhaust all non-attack cards in your hand. Deal 16 damage. That seems not that good. Deal 2 damage 4 times. I feel like we just take an anger. I've used anger pretty effectively. I don't think it's that good, but I think we kind of need to add something. What is transform a card? This might actually be a good option. I think we should transform a card. We should transform a strike. Do it. What is this? At the start of your turn. I don't know what that does. So we can always click up here and look at our deck. Right here. Lose 1 HP and draw 1 card. That seems interesting. While in hand, lose 1 HP whenever you play another card. That seems horrible. We don't have any shops that we can go to before this elite. So I think we don't do that and we just upgrade a card instead. What does this do if we upgrade it? It does nothing? Oh, it becomes innate, which means we get it in our opening hand every single time. I think we should just buff anger, because I think it makes a copy of itself. It doesn't just make an anger. So I think having a whole bunch of buffed angers seems decent. Alright, so this battle should have another 1 HP group of enemies. So we'll fly through this, and I don't know if this 1 HP applies to elites, but I suppose we'll see if we get there. Play the top card of your draw pile and exhaust it. I don't like that. For each time you lose HP this combat, I think Rampage is where it's at. So this card, every time we play it, it's going to increase its damage by 5 for that combat. So we're going to be looking to play it, and then when it comes back around, it'll have 5 more damage. So here we have it right off the bat. This guy's just buffing himself though. This is actually our, oh, this doesn't even matter. that was our 3rd combat. So you can see up here, this relic has been used up. So what are we taking here? Deal 12 damage, shuffle a wound. I don't like that. So I think we'll take another Thunder Strike. We'll go here, we'll upgrade a card because we're still full health. And I think we upgrade his Rampage, maybe? Oh, it doesn't increase the base damage. I was hoping it would increase the base damage. We don't have enough play points to make this very viable, so we might just take that out of our deck. We'll increase Rampage. I think Rampage is going to be good, and we're going to fight an elite. Let's see how this goes. So this guy's just buffing himself turn 1. So we're just going to hit him as much as we possibly can. Alright. So he's going to apply a negative effect to us, and we can only block 5. So we're definitely going to cast Rampage, because that might come back around and help us. In fact, it almost certainly will. And we'll attack him again. We'll play this, and I don't think we even bother playing Brutality. Oh, he applied Vulnerable to us, so we take more damage. Holy crap. He's doing so much damage. Alright, we're going to drink this potion. So it'll give us 4 block. And then I don't see any way that we can kill this guy. He also gets stronger every time we play a skill and blocks or defends our skills. So that really sucks. Maybe we should just face tank it. Seems like an option. Because otherwise our blocks are going to give him more strength, and he's just going to get harder the more strength he has. Because he doesn't lose that strength. So I think we just try and burn him and take the, I guess, 20 because we drank this potion. And so this is going to go down to 3 now, so it only gives 3 block the next turn. But we can actually kill him now. So we took a lot of damage, but I think we made it out of there okay. And we'll actually upgrade 2 of our random skills. So we should pick a card first, because most of our skills at the moment are defends. And we would, if we can pick up a good skill. However, I don't think this is a good skill. So, skills cost 0 whenever you play a skill. That seems not good. So we're going to take that. Yeah, it upgraded to defense, which is fine, but I was hoping that maybe we could get something really cool and then just happen to roll it. Just took a chance, did things in what I thought was the optimal order. So we actually have a new enemy here again. So on death, these guys will apply vulnerable to vulnerable. And our new defend is actually going to help us out because we'll take 0 damage. He's going to buff himself though. So we should do everything in our power to damage him. And we actually get Rampage. We weren't quite able to kill him, but next turn it's pretty likely that we'll kill him. We need to be careful about the vulnerable though, because it will increase the damage that they deal to me. This does 4 damage, so we can actually kill him with this. But now we're vulnerable. But he's also vulnerable. I can only do 18 though. Dang it. I'm so close. Just not quite enough. This only does 12. These do 9 each. So I think I block and just hit him. Take the 4 damage. We'll heal more than that at the end of this combat. We'll heal the 6 because of our passive relic. And let's finish this punk. We'll finish it with anger, because why not? Alright. Ooh, I've never seen this card before. So Flex is an interesting card. You get 2 strength, but at the end of your turn, you lose 2 strength, and it costs 0. So it's completely free to do this, and essentially just buffs all your attacks for that turn by 2, and then afterwards, it goes back into your discard pile. This one, however, gain 5 block if this card is exhausted. It's essentially just a block unless it gets exhausted. I don't think we have a way to exhaust it. An uppercut. This is a tough choice. I kind of want uppercut because I don't. Our deck doesn't really exhaust cards. We got rid of, or we didn't pick that one card earlier that was going to exhaust skills when we cast them. So unfortunately that makes this card a little bit worse. So I think we go with this one. And again, we don't have to pick cards, but early I like to pick cards if I think they'll help me. So now whenever we pick up an attack because of this thing, it's going to upgrade it automatically. It would have been nice to have that right before we picked up that uppercut. And it's these jokers again. So, this is gonna be annoying. I hate these guys. Like a lot. So we're gonna do this, so we take 1 damage. And then we are going to start killing. So we will see. I hate these guys. These guys are so annoying. They just they add so many cards into your deck. I really want to play Thunderclap to get rid of all of their artifacts. But if I do that, I don't think I can kill this guy. I don't think I can kill this guy either way, so I don't know what I'm talking about. It's Thunderclap. We don't have any potions, unfortunately. We are going to take a lot of damage this turn. So that seems really bad. So maybe we just block? Okay, hold on. Let's think about this logically. If we hit him, it'll decrease his damage to 6. So then we'll take 15. If we block, we take 10. But we don't get that damage. I think this is smarter. It might seem really dumb. I might just be really dumb. But we'll see how this goes. Alright. So maybe we can get rid of this guy back here. And at least we drew one of our days because we weren't really going to play anything anyways. So we'll just block. Fortunately, we'll still take 4. We want to make it out of this with as little damage as possible. But this is a tough fight. Alright, our Rampage is back. It's doing more damage. Unfortunately, we have to do both of these, but then we take no damage, which is good. So let's see if we can kill this guy, or at least not take damage to this last one. Unfortunately, I kind of want to just take the 1 damage and make the fight faster. We could have done both blocks. Oh no, we weakened him, so he didn't take any damage. Haha! I tricked myself. Alright, can we kill this guy this turn? I think we can. Yeah, there we go. And we still had an anger. Alright, so now we're getting some stuff. What does this do? Whenever you play a power card, a random card in your hand costs 0. That just seems like an upgrade, so we'll take it. 5 regen, we'll explain that when we actually use it. Double your block. So this card comes upgraded, that's why it's got the plus already. Deal 3 damage to random enemy 4 times. I feel like we should take this one. Now again, we don't have to take anything, but okay. So here we can kind of show off the shop. So this is where you can remove a card. And we can go in here. We don't have to remove a card if we click on it, but we can look at our stuff. I think we're probably, maybe we won't remove that, but we'll see how much other stuff costs. And we got like a whole bunch of cards that we can buy. So we got this, Carnage Plus. So some of these are already upgraded. Gain 7 block, deal 7 damage. Seems pretty good. It counts as an attack as well and not a skill. And then this, double your strength. We got another Shrug It Off, and this card's actually on sale, so it's quite a bit cheaper. You can see the costs down here. So this is Feel No Pain. Whenever a card is exhausted, gain 3 block. So again, that would go with that exhaust style of play that we saw earlier. This seems really good. It's also already upgraded. At the end of 3 turns, deal 40 damage to all enemies. That seems decent. So here we also have, we got potions down here, Dexterity Potion, Block Potion, Weak Potion, and then we also have, at the start of each combat, draw 2 additional cards, the Boot, which we had earlier, and then whenever you play a power in the same turn, remove all of your debuffs. So, we can't get both the Backpack and Flash of Steel. So maybe we get Iron Wave and Flash of Steel? Or we could get the Backpack in Iron Wave. I just think Flash of Steel is very good because it's free. Let's get Iron Wave, Flash of Steel, and then take out whatever that card was. Does this do anything else special? No. Yeah, let's take out Brutality. I don't think we're ever going to use it. And then we can't do it again at this shop, but I think if we go to another shop, we would be able to do it again, but it might be more expensive. So, we made it slightly further than last time, so that's good. It's a start. So here I kind of want to kill this back guy first. So I'm going to weaken him, Flash of Steel him. But we might as well do this. We can either do 9 damage to him, or we can do... it's going to be more than 12 damage overall, because if it ever hits that guy... But we're going to take a ton of damage. So let's think about this. Do we really just want to take 12 damage? Not really, but I also... Otherwise we take 7 damage. So I guess now might be a good time to drink this. So this is going to give us 5 regen. So this turn we'll heal 5. And then it'll go down by 1. And then we'll have 4 regen, so we'll heal 4. So I think we block. And so we're trying to just make use of this regen potion at the moment. Try and minimize our losses. He's just hitting us for the same amount again. If we... Oh, actually... If we uppercut him, that'll weaken him. And then Rampage will kill him. There we go. And then this guy is just licking us and lowering our He's making us frail, which is the opposite of dexterity, essentially. So our blocks are giving us 6 instead of 8. So we definitely want to play this, because it's just going to give us some free block. And then we'll draw a card, see if we can draw a strike, and actually get this guy killed. Which we appear to have done. So we got out of that, not taking too much damage. Now we get a poison potion, which we can apply poison to people. It's kind of like the opposite of regen, essentially. And it applies to enemies. I guess we could probably be poisoned as well. Whenever a card is exhausted, draw a card. Let's get more iron waves. Especially, the reason I'm liking the iron waves is because both of them that we've gotten have been upgraded already. Alright, so we want to draw in case so we can get a block. Maybe take some less damage. So we'll lower our damage to 7. Hopefully we can walk out of here only down 1 HP. So we do that. Is this gonna kill? Yeah, that'll kill, so it doesn't even matter. Alright. Gain 3 thorns. So thorns is gonna be whenever someone hits us, if we have 3 thorns, it's gonna do 3 damage to them. And that should stay for that entire combat then, I believe. Flame Barrier. Gain 12 block whenever you are attacked this turn, deal 4 damage back. So this is kind of like Thorns. But I think we go with this because it's upgraded. We are actually getting close to the boss. Obtain a relic, become cursed. I mean, we did that last time and it really did not work out for us. So let's just go with the safe play for now. I just really hate that curse. That curse sucks. And then we will upgrade a card. What does upgrading this do? Applies 2 of each of those. Otherwise we could upgrade this and get a second upgraded pommel strike. I think we upgraded this because applying weak for 2 turns is really good. Applying vulnerable for 2 turns is really good as well. So now let's fight a boss. So this boss is actually kind of annoying. I have fought him before. So after he takes 30 damage, he's gonna change to a different mode. But this first turn, he appears to just be blocking. So we'll probably bring him to his next mode. He's doing 32 damage. So I feel like we don't need to draw a card, and this should do enough. Because you take 50% more, right? Yeah, this will do enough to stop his attack, because if he switches forms, he doesn't do that, but he instead casts this buff on himself. And so this buff is going to give him thorns, essentially. It's his sharp hide. Whenever I play an attack, I take 3 damage now. Which sucks a lot, actually. Because I use a lot of attacks. Ouch. We should actually throw this at him. So that's going to apply poison, and he'll lose 6 health, and then it'll go down to 5. We might as well drink this as well. Then we'll, I guess, draw 2 cards. We did draw a block, so we can block and then attack, and the sharp hide will go into our block. And then we'll only take 1 damage from his attack. So if we Iron Wave, though, then we shouldn't take damage from his hit back. This is really bad against him because every single attack is going to hit us back for 3, so we definitely don't want to do that. Let's do this first, so we draw a card. What's this Thunder? Thunderclap. We are going to take a lot of damage, it would appear. Oh. Alright, well we're about to take 13 damage. So the good thing about bosses, though, is if we beat him, then we will fully heal after the boss. So we kind of don't care about how much damage we take as long as we don't die. Can we? Okay, we can get him to form or switch to that form. So that's fair. Let's block first. Make sure we get our rampage in, and then we don't have to attack again this turn. We can just kind of sit on it. This guy's really annoying. Ouch. I think we just we might as well hit him. Get him as close to death as possible, so hopefully we can win next turn. And there we go. We actually killed our first boss. Get 105 gold. We've already had that potion once before. I haven't seen some of these cards, so... Deal 5 damage to all enemies, heal HP equal to unblocked damage. That seems pretty good. Whenever you gain block, deal 5 damage to a random enemy. That also seems quite good. So how powers work is essentially when I play this card, I have that power for the rest of combat. And it always, all powers get exhausted after you use them, even though it doesn't say exhaust on this. So the card leaves my deck for the rest of this combat, and I get this power right here. So that effect will go on even next turn. And then Immolate Plus, deal 28 damage to all enemies, add a burn into your discard pile. I kind of like this card. I feel like Juggernaut might be good. And then here, the boss chest, you get to choose a relic. So you gain 1 more energy at the start of your turn. You cannot play more than 6 cards per turn, which is fine for us right now, but it might become a problem later. Obtain 1 potion, 50 gold, max HP by 5, a random, obtain 1 card and upgrade a random card. Transform all strike and defend cards. I kinda like the idea of this. It's either this or this. This seems really risky because you could get some stuff that isn't so useful. Let's do this because it gives us energy, and hopefully we won't be trying to play more than 6 cards a turn. Which for us isn't even that viable. Unless we literally have 2 of our 0 costs, we can't even get to 6. Alright, so let's choose our path. And it looks like the path that gets 2 elites is going to go through this guy over here. So we either need to take a left turn right here, or we need to start down here. All the paths that have 2 elites have a lot of combat. So I guess we go here because it's got 1 less combat, maybe? Question marks can still be combat, but... Alright, so we're gonna just play Juggernaut right away. It's really good to play power cards as soon as possible. Oh yeah, this is also good. I forgot that we even had this. So we can... He has Artifact. So... We'll probably just play everything this turn. We'll get rid of 1 of his Artifact. He had 3 times Artifact. We'll gain block. We're not going to be able to do damage to him this turn. He is going to attack for 10. He has a lot of block. I think this guy, yeah, this guy's block is not removed, so we need to start cutting through it. Well, let's start by playing this. So this is good, because it not only hits, but then it does 5 damage because of Juggernaut, because we also gain block. Kind of want to get rid of another artifact on him, but maybe that's not even necessary. Let's do this the smart way. Pommel strike first, then we'll rampage, and then we'll defend so we don't take damage. And we actually did some damage to him now, so. And he's not gaining any more blocks, so we might just be able to kill him next turn. Although he did just make us frail. Oh wow. Okay, but we can just kill him. No problem. Alright. We could get more Iron Waves. I think we get more Iron Waves because it goes very well with our Juggernaut. And then we try and upgrade our Juggernaut and hope, I think... I've never used Juggernaut before, but it seems like one of those cards that might become innate by upgrading it. Choose 1 of 20 cards to add. Okay, well we don't want to sleep, so we might as well just choose a card. And some of these are upgraded, which is pretty sweet. So this might be good in our deck, actually, because we're gaining a lot of block, but I think Armaments is probably where it's at. At the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to all enemies for... Okay, no, maybe Fire Breathing is where it's at. Fire Breathing's a power, yep. It's either, I think it's Armaments or Fire Breathing. So Armaments upgrades a card permanently, or not permanently, temporarily for that whole combat. There's no upgraded Armaments here, and there's no upgraded Fire Breathing, but I think Fire Breathing is so good, especially since all of those Iron Waves count as attacks, and we have Anger already, so we can, once battles start going, if we have Fire Breathing up, we're gonna have a lot of Angers in our deck just because it keeps multiplying as we play them. Whenever you play an attack this turn, gain 3 block. How does Juggernaut work? Is it whenever we gain block? Yeah, so it would work with that. But it's only for that turn, unfortunately. Huh, that's a tough choice. I think we go Fire Breathing, though. Seems too difficult to give up a chance for Fire Breathing. So these guys are annoying. They steal 15 gold from you every time they hit you. So... And then they also run away at some point in the battle. I would love to play the Juggernaut this turn, but I don't think it's an option. Does that kill him? No. But it does lower his damage. Maybe we do this. It's not the greatest move ever. We're gonna take a lot of damage, but I think we'll be okay. So that hurts quite a bit. But we have a better hand already, I think. So let's try and kill that guy. Well, this guy's still weak. Let's draw a card. Let's draw another card. We actually don't need to play Iron Wave. How close can we get this guy to dying? We actually almost killed both of them. So that guy's at 1 HP. I don't see any way that he lives, so we should get all of our gold back. And there we go. 45 stolen gold, 19 new gold, and for all your cards containing strike. I don't think we have a whole lot of cards containing strikes. I don't think that's very good. Body Slam might be pretty good. Or do we just grab more Iron Waves? The problem is at a certain point we don't need more Iron Waves anymore. So maybe we just Body Slam. Because at some point we just want to start cutting out the useless stuff out of our deck instead of just adding more. This one's tough. I don't know who to try and get rid of first. Probably the Cultist, because I think he buffs himself. We'll just make sure we don't take damage this turn. So this effect, at the end of his turn every time, he's gonna gain 3 strength. Which can be pretty annoying. We're gonna Juggernaut right now because we can get it off for free pretty much. Why does this cost 0? I wasn't paying attention. Did Juggernaut make it cost 0? I actually don't know. Let's draw a card. We drew Rampage, which is nice, so we can increase Rampage's damage. Can't play that. If we want to kill, we gotta play that. I don't know what this adds to our deck. Whenever you play a non-attack card, shuffle 1 dazed into your draw pile. Alright, fair enough. So... unfortunately for him, we're just gonna play only attack cards. This Body Slam won't actually do damage. So he just weakened us. It sucks. And he buffed himself? Alright. Is it into our draw pile? Yeah, so it's into this. Should probably use Fire Breathing. What is... Oh, okay, this, whenever we play a power. Right. And we are just gonna play everything, even though it's gonna add one of these, but we don't want to take damage. Fire breathing seems like it's doing work. We need to try and get Juggernaut more consistently. Alrighty. We're almost back to full health again. I don't actually... Oh, energy is the play points, I guess. Probably. Put a card from your exhaust pile into your hand. That seems good if we were doing that exhaust thing. I don't think we want any of these.